It's time for To the Max Sports, where we talk about sports. They're just two guys, Max and Drew, in a bar talking all things sports. Well, without the bar. And the beer. Wait, why aren't we in the bar?
Does that intro ever get old? I don't think so.
Not for me.
Yep. Where's the beer? We've got Bush.
No. We asked, where's the beer? Okay. You're not answering the question.
Well, that voice, that unseen voice is Brother Bob. He's over on the casting couch, running the controls. We're back to full strength, kids. I got my trusty coat.
Oh, the Dallas Cowboys fell down.
Get rid of that. Get rid of that shit.
That's kind of fitting. Yeah. They're going to take down Baylor now.
That thing was up all night till the show started.
And then down goes Frazier.
Oh, that is hilarious. Well, we're here with my sports Fingali, Max Arendando. Again, Brother Bob. We gave Jason the night off. Keeping with tradition, we're going to do a predicted score of the game tonight. We got Minnesota at Minnesota playing Pittsburgh. Of course, Minnesota came off that sad loss. They've lost 7 times this year by combined 28 points. Can you believe that? And we were talking about before the show, they got the talent, you know. It's just a matter of Kirk Cousins putting it together for 4 quarters. I think he will tonight. I've seen Pittsburgh's pass defense against the pass. It's terrible. So I don't think it's going to be a close one tonight. I got Minnesota 42 and the Steelers 17. Big Ben may be relieved by who's the guy you said wouldn't play?
Dwayne Haskins.
But he's actually the third quarterback.
Yeah, he's third on the depth chart, and first in my heart.
Dwayne gets relieved. Ben gets relieved. Rudolph goes down, and Haskins. No, I'm just joking.
Well, with that being said, as far as joking, no. I have the Steelers 21 and Minnesota 20.
Ooh, close one.
Close one, yeah. I think with Cook coming back from Minnesota, it's going to make a little bit of difference. But with Pittsburgh, when Drew was mentioning as far as relieve, yeah, Ben's going to relieve himself and then probably not going to make it through the rest of the game. So he's getting up there.
Is he going to relieve himself on the field, or is he going to relieve himself at halftime?
At halftime, okay. He'll go and yeah, his balls aren't.
His balls aren't.
They're not getting the receivers.
Like they used to be.
Yeah, no, it's time for him to go. You can just tell it was like Drew Brees, but when Drew Brees, you kind of see he was kind of coming down and it's kind of downward. Ben is just worse. He can't even put anything into his throw. So it's time for him to leave.
But you know what? You gotta love the guy, man. I mean, that dude suited up. What is this? His 18th year?
18th year. Yeah, my question that I have for you guys both is he, he's going to make it to the Hall of Fame. Is he first ballot?
Oh yeah,
he's first ballot.
That's a no-brainer. Of course.
Bob, first ballot. You think for Ben?
How many Super Bowls does he have?
1.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I think he makes it in his second.
Numbers.
I think it's his second. I think he's got to hold back a little bit. So, but he's a Hall of Famer for sure.
We talked a little bit about last year, our last show. They've actually nominated some of the NFL, and they've narrowed down that list. Maybe next week we'll pull up that list and kind of debate that. Who do you got, Bob? Okay, moving right along.
I don't trust Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
For me, the book on Kirk Cousins is great stats. He's going to delight you for 3.5 quarters.
25 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I'll take that for any quarterback.
You're proving my point. You're proving my point about great stats, and he's going to rip your heart out halfway through the 4th quarter. Just tell me why they didn't beat the Lions.
You know, everyone's got to win every once in a while.
Yeah, tonight it's going to be the Steelers.
Steelers have to win, yeah. Steelers have to win to make the playoffs.
They're not going to win.
3.
So, score?
In the last 30 seconds.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. So then they lose 8 times this year by combined 31 points.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll go for that.
Well, CFP rankings are out. We filibustered. We debated. We went round and round. Bob may have something to say about a Kurt Herbstreit tweet. This should be right up your alley, Brother Bobby.
Read that tweet.
Yeah, let me read it. This was Kurt Herbstreit, who I'll always love forever. He's a Buckeye. For the first time since its inception, the CFP finally has a group of 5 school competing for the national championship.
Well, competing is a strong word.
Congratulations, Cincinnati Bearcats. Okay, now, before you hate on these guys, I did a little research. Okay, I always do a little research. They almost beat the Bulldogs last year, which was their last loss. They lost 23-20, I think. Lost by 3 points against Georgia last year. Proceeded to go 13-0 this year. So why aren't you showing the Bearcats any love?
They deserve to be in the Final Four.
Oh, well, that's a step. That's an improvement from...
But do not tell me they're one of the top 4 college football teams in the nation, because you'd be lying.
Okay, I can't. But I heard Booger McFarland talk about this. You talk about resume and you talk about taking a test. By their resume, they don't deserve to be there. I mean, Ohio State, Notre Dame, maybe Baylor after what they did to Oklahoma State. Sorry, Oklahoma State. Yeah.
Sick and Bears.
But when they took the test, when Oklahoma State took the test, they, laid an egg.
Yeah.
So, okay, put them in there.
Well, you know why I believe they're there? Because nobody else stepped up. When you think about this, the ACC, the champs of the ACC had 2 losses. The Pac-12 had 3 losses, and everyone lost 3 games. So they pretty much, you can't blame them, but they're pretty much there by default because no one else stepped up to the plate. And the team that could have maybe passed them, Notre Dame, laid an egg, as they always do, and Cincinnati beat them.
Well, with Texas and Oklahoma going to the SEC, more cat and fodder for the rest of the SEC. Do you have to look any further than the SEC for our national champion every year now?
It's going to be tough not to. I mean, we got to face reality. I hope the Big Ten, Pac-12, they have to do something because the SEC is starting to become, the premier football league, of college.
Kick Vanderbilt out, kick Kentucky or Western Kentucky or whoever the heck is at the bottom of that thing. Bring in Clemson, bring in Ohio State, bring in Michigan, get them over. Let's just have a super conference.
You have to do something because it's going to be this way every year.
But my boy, Jim Harbaugh, I am going to call Michigan beating Georgia, Michigan beating Alabama, Michigan go Big Blue.
All right. Bob saying
Interesting.
And
they're peaking at the right time.
They're good. They just need to find a passing game. And they have about a month to do that. Now, let's go back to this real quick. As far as we're talking about the championship, it's going to sort itself out. And kind of with Bob here, where we're talking about the domination of the SEC. Well, let's think about that for a second. Drew brought that point up. So the SEC, you have Baylor finishing in the top 7, I want to say top 10. Baylor, Cincinnati, and Houston was making a run. So right there, you have 3-4 teams that are going to be part of the Big 12 or somewhat part of the Big 12 with Cincinnati, Baylor, BYU, Houston coming in, and Central Florida. So that's a strong enough conference. Let's let it play out. Bob was mentioning Michigan. What if we said it? We're going to say it here. What if Cincinnati makes a move and upsets the first team they play? Then what if the second team that are playing gets upset as well? Then what happens? Do we continue talking about the conferences dominating, or do we kind of leave it alone with all the coaching changes that are happening because college football is going to change?
Are you proposing a scenario where Cincinnati upsets Alabama and then Cincinnati upsets either Georgia or Michigan?
Yeah.
Well, you used to.
I call that one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yeah, well,
And you remember before we said, I said Cincinnati was going to finish in the top 4.
okay.
Oh yeah, remember that?
And
they
that's
did.
fine, but
It is fine because
you used the word "if" a lot, and if my aunt had nuts, you'd have been my uncle. The other thing is, I know your affinity for your Big 12, but when you say it's going to be a solid conference and they're going to be losing Texas, Oklahoma, and replacing them with really Cincinnati, and
well, the reason I'm saying that is because of the changes of the coaching. They're going to change. Nick Saban's not going to be there forever, right? So if we sit here and think the next 10 years that the SEC is going to dominate, they're going to dominate with Texas going in and Oklahoma. Not really. The only one that is dominating is Alabama. With that change in Nick Saban, guys, the reality is college football has changed and it's going to change. And we keep saying that Georgia, again, they keep stumbling and falling. They can't even choose a quarterback right now, and Alabama's going to win. If these teams get beat this weekend, in about 4 weeks, then what happens? Then what do we talk about?
well,
It's just something to talk about. I mean,
it's something to talk about, but I don't know if it's steeped in reality or not.
It is. That's why everyone does shows. They have to have something to talk about.
I've got to disagree about something.
I forget which coach said, he was asked during a press conference. I think he was getting ready for one of the Final Four in basketball, and he said, "Coach, do you think you have a chance?" He's like, "Well, we're one of the only 2 teams on the court. I think we kind of get a chance." So does Cincinnati have a chance against Alabama? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as long as they're on the field, but yeah, it's over.
But
Okay.
Nick, I don't think Nick Saban is going to allow it to happen. Did you see the post-game press conference from Georgia where he was talking to all the reporters? Hey, all that rat poison you put out, yummy.
Yep. Yeah, I know.
Well, keeping with the theme of what we talked about, there is that conversation, and it's going to happen, the 12-team playoff. Real quick, pull up, Bob, if they had gone to the 12-team this year, what everything would have looked like. There would have been 4 teams that would have gotten a bye: Alabama, Baylor, Cincinnati, Michigan. Those are your conference championship. I mean, those are your conference champions.
Yeah, conference champions.
So that's kind of cool. They get buys. And then look at some of these matchups. They've been awesome. Ole Miss, Oklahoma State. Then you've got Georgia versus Pitt, Notre Dame, and Utah, Ohio State, and Michigan State. And the winners of those play Alabama, Baylor, Cincinnati, or Michigan. So take a look at that, folks.
I mean, looking at the bottom of that, Ohio State playing Michigan State after they played in the regular season, and the winner of that would play Michigan after they played in the regular season.
Well,
just
everyone deserves a second chance. That's why Max is here.
True.
So it would have been cool. And it also validates, say Ohio State kicks Michigan State's ass, it validates that win. And then if Michigan were to beat Ohio State again, it'd validate them. But, and nowadays, when they go to this conference championship style, national championship style format, there are going to be some teams that are going to get upset. You could have a 12-0 Alabama, and then they get upset in the quarterfinals. It's like you said at the beginning of the year, it's going to make it so much more interesting. In the regular season, the games are going to be better.
Yeah. When you look at this, you can sit here and put the money aside. When you're looking at it, Alabama's defensive secondary, it needs work right now. And you got a couple of injuries with them. The best thing you can do with Alabama, you can throw against Alabama. And what does Cincinnati do well? They throw. What does Pitt do well? They throw. You got some teams out there that can do that. And for us to sit here and say, you know what, they're going to dominate everybody. We've been saying that all year, and they've only dominated a couple of teams.
Yeah, I know. Well, Cincinnati, they got a great quarterback. If he has the game of his life, and somehow or another, Alabama has some short field turnovers, or the kid, Bryce Young.
Anything can happen.
I mean, he's a freshman stud. I mean, he's done everything that the program's asked him to do.
I have a couple rules in life that I've come to hold very, very dear to me. Don't bet against Bill Belichick. Don't bet against Nick Saban. Don't tug on Superman's cape, and don't piss into the wind.
Okay. And those are good rules.
I'm just saying.
Good.
And if you have stock, buy low and sell high.
There you go.
That's
There you
the other
go.
one. So in 1979, a hick from French Lick emerged onto the NBA scene. I believe he was 80.
Ah,
And
there we go.
I just want to, I watched this guy, man. At the time, I was probably 14 or 15 years old, so everyone was Larry Bird on the basketball court. They're either Larry or Magic. And it's his birthday today. And I remember this game. And, if you watch this guy, he was just an incredible player. But I've never seen an athlete where the opposing team is literally cheering their opponent on.
Strikes again. Dennis in the lane. His short jumper is no good. Rebound, McHale. That's where they kill you. Rebound, no good. Rebound, no good. Rebound, Parrish knocked away. Dennis Johnson in the lane. The layup is no good. Remaining in the third. Bird posted left. Takes the jumper and hits it again. Ray Williams down low for Bird. Feels it and takes it. And drills it again. He's unbelievable. 2:05 remaining in the third. Bird for the bomb. Got it again. A three-pointer. Parrish, outlet pass, McHale. 2-on-1 with Bird. Bird's layup is good.
Are those shorts
Fine
short?
pass by McHale. Dominique has 26. Bird with 8 seconds. Bird on the drive. The runner is good again. You're seeing a greater performance as you'll ever see off to this Hawk team.
And I wish I
Here's
had
watched the
Bird
Hawk
flashing
team. I watched
underneath.
the,
A good pass by
guys on the
McHale.
bench.
That's what happened. Comes Bird for the three-point bomb. In and out. Rebound, Antoine Carr. All right, here's DJ. Down low for Bird. Posted. Gets away from the steal. He got fouled. He got crunched. It'll be a two-shot foul.
That's when they had real fouls in the NBA.
Could give Boston a 6-point lead.
That's an amazing head of hair.
Foul shot. He's got it. Front court, here's Dennis Johnson. Down low for Bird. Right side, Bird. Bird, the fall away. Tough shot, and he drills it
Such a
again.
tough shot.
I
That
think
shot
Eddie
was
Johnson hurt
nutty
himself
for
when
him.
he fell down. He can barely walk. They got to get Eddie out of there.
He stubbed his toe.
Right corner,
Watch the
Bird,
Atlanta
bomb,
players.
good. Bird. He's got 50. Sideline a moment ago. Doc Rivers back in. Bird.
Doc Rivers.
They
That's
open the
some
right
former
side.
Spurser.
Bird the fall away.
Carr,
He
Big
throws it
Dog.
again. That's the best shooting I've ever
Towel
seen
in
in
the
this
face.
game. 82. Dennis Johnson,
But
the
I've
lead
never
for
seen
Bird.
They want him to
opposing team
keep
react
scoring,
to what
too.
Bird
Bird
wants to
takes the jumper and hits it again.
Dude almost fell in the
Bird
other guy's
has
lap.
54. One more
Okay.
basket will tie
There
the
he goes.
record
That gets better,
McHale
though.
set
Watch this.
Does
for
it?
most
Oh, yeah.
points by a Celtic in one game, and McHale didn't set it more than a week ago. Rivers fouls record with 56.
There's one shot. It's
He
just
does. It's on the baseline coming
ridiculous.
out right. There's
Watch
Bird.
this.
Bird, 14 seconds. He got fouled.
And foul.
He hit the shot. They're not going to count it.
Look at the players.
Bird falls into Joe O'Toole. They're not going to count it. I think it's
They
the
didn't count
greatest
that.
shooting exhibition I've ever seen.
Okay.
Okay. So you know the story about how he got the 60 points? I remember the night before, I think McHale had set the franchise record with 58. And Larry told him, he said, enjoy that record because tonight I'm going to,
Oh,
and within 24 hours, he had reclaimed so that's a pretty cool story. I love the 80s
happy birthday.
basketball, man.
Happy birthday, Larry Bird.
Happy birthday. College coaching carousel.
Ooh, the coaching carousel.
We talked a little bit about that. Max, your thoughts?
Yeah, with the carousel going on, that's we're actually witnessing college football change with the coaching. You have Lincoln Riley going to USC, Brian Kelly going to LSU. Miami's made a coaching change. Oregon had to make a change, and they're looking at Chip Kelly to come in back to Oregon. And then you got Oklahoma picking up Brent Venables. And TCU had to make a change. Texas Tech, Washington State, and even Notre Dame promoted their defensive coordinator. And with all the changes, with all the conferences changing as well, and in the likeness, portals, everything is just changing in college football. Made the comment earlier about 10 years from now, we're not going to recognize it. It's going to be something where you'll find yourself teams coming up, get used to it, like a Cincinnati, with these smaller teams coming out. You'll have them changing a little bit, and then the face of college football won't be recognized for us. I mean, when's the last time Notre Dame was in, Notre Dame, Miami, Florida State? I have a list about 20 or 30 colleges that were relevant.
Well, let me ask you this. So which, when on the coaching carousel, Bob or Max, who are the winners and losers in your estimation and why? Real quick, some of the...
One of my losers would be the players at Notre Dame.
Well, yeah.
Well, Oklahoma and Notre Dame, and
But as far as the coaches, who made the best moves, who made the wrong moves?
Well, we don't know now. I mean, you don't know yet because USC is not. I think USC is falling in the same steps of University of Texas in Austin. Lincoln Riley's not going to go and change and uplift USC and make them dominant again. He's not.
Really?
I don't think he is. No. I mean,
I give him 3 to 4 years.
Bob Stoops gave him a team, and he just rode that, and he made Oklahoma great. Now, USC has who? Name me 4 of their players that are NFL ready. Okay,
fair enough.
So then when you go to LSU, can LSU go back to the dominance that they had? The dominoes fell. One of the things for Cincinnati's quarterback, Burrow comes in, he transfers. They hired a coach for defense who's coaching Baylor right now and made him a dominant defense. Mm-hmm. With these coaches and doing all this right now, and you're looking at them, the one person that I see here when I'm looking at them is, okay, maybe LSU, but is Brian Kelly at 60 years old, where he won? Drew brought it up. He won because he's got a contract over $100 million. Oh,
no. Lincoln Riley won because he has the use of the jet.
Yeah, because he's got a jet, and they paid for his 2 homes and then got him another one in California. But when it comes down to it, Nick Saban's sitting there thinking, myself, man, this is just where I want everybody.
Okay, let's play a game. Over under 5 more years. For any of these, let's go through the coaches.
Mm-hmm. We'll start off with
Nick Saban.
5 years from now,
I think it's
over under 5 more years.
How many wins does he have?
A shite ton.
Who's ahead of him in the college?
I think he's it. We got to check that.
He is too.
But if he's there,
but if he's not,
done.
He'll stay away.
He's done. I think he'll be gone in 5 years.
How old is he?
So you're taking the under on that?
Yeah.
I'll say Saban's still there.
After 5 years?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll go to USC. Will Lincoln Riley be there 5 years from now?
No.
Based on the history of that team's coaching staff, no.
No. Okay. LSU, what about Brian Kelly with his accent, Southern accent?
His
Southern Irish accent.
If he wins, yes.
But remember, Nick Saban will still be there at Alabama, you said.
Yeah, I think Kelly could stay there for 5 years.
For 5 years, okay.
It all comes down to if they can recruit. Who they can recruit.
Okay. What about Miami? Mario Cristobal.
Miami's a dumpster fire, man. Who knows?
Okay. What about Oregon? With they're going to try to bring back Chip Kelly again.
I think Kelly could
take him back.
I think he could.
Okay. And what about Oklahoma with Brent Venables?
That's your call. I'm not sure. I don't have a lot of.
I think Oklahoma. Bob's going to give us an answer, but I think Oklahoma will be a second tier, just like the rest of the SEC. When you got the second tiers, they're like the Missouris, Arkansas. They'll have 1 or 2 good years, and then they'll fall back. So
yeah,
I'd say that he's going to be there, but he's not going to take them to the national championship where Bob Stoops had them. What about TCU?
Don't know enough about it.
Yeah, I don't think that guy will be there. So Texas Tech, Sonny Cumbie right now. And I think, again, going to they'll have a couple good years, down years. It's kind of one of those things. I don't think that coach will be there in 5 years.
Yeah, and Max, we talked about it last week a little bit when you weren't here, and I listened to a good talk from an ESPN journalist about the best job in the United States is a fired college football coach.
Yeah.
Because Brian Kelly goes to LSU, has a 10-year contract, gets fired after 4 or 5 years. He's still going to make another, tens of millions of dollars.
And if he gets chased out of town, he'll go somewhere else and sign another 10-year.
LSU still owes Orgeron $18 million.
That's insane.
And who's the new coach for Duke?
No, I have no idea.
They're looking at Jason Garrett. Remember Jason Garrett for the Cowboys? Okay. And for the New York, they're looking at, yeah.
That's why this fell down.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're looking at Jason Garrett. Back to
victories. Nick Saban, 257.
So who's
that's
ahead of
number
him?
one?
23 others.
How far does he have to go to be number one? How many wins probably does he have to average? 10 wins?
232 more.
So that would be 5 times 10. Ooh.
Yeah,
it's going to be around 20 years.
It won't be around 20 years.
The modern day coaching record, not Joe Schmo from
John Gagliardi.
No, yeah. So
he was a powerhouse at Carroll and St. John's in Minnesota.
A name we recognize.
Joe Paterno.
Okay, so he'll pass Joe Pa.
He's got another 150 to get to Joe Pa.
I think he'll do it. He's not that old. Jesus Christ.
That's 15 more years.
Dude, he's not going to coach that long.
How old is he?
He's not going to last 15 more years.
If he's 60 and he plays till he coaches till he's 70 or 71, that's not old by coaching standards anymore.
Okay, Bobby Bowden 377, Bear Bryant 323, Pop Warner. Wow, this is going really far back. He coached Georgia from 1895 to 1896.
Oh my God! Yeah, I don't know if it.
Let's just say this: if Saban wants the record, he could get it if he wants it.
The one thing, my hat's off to Saban. He has morphed Alabama as the game has changed. Yeah. He hasn't changed his players to meet his coaching style. He's changed his coaching style to meet his players in a new game, and. You know, you look at him, you look at Belichick, and you look at the best coaches. They're going to take away your strength and make you play your weakness.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Monday Night Football, Mac Jones threw 3 pass plays, completed 2.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, the odd man out we talked about, it was kind of Luke Fickell. It's kind of weird that he took Cincinnati and he's had 2 great years and hasn't really gotten a phone call. It's just strange to me.
Well, Fickell's looking at the Big 12, or excuse me, the conference, and he's looking at that. And who does he have to challenge him there? I mean, yeah, of course I love Baylor, but is Baylor going to challenge Cincinnati in football? Not every year. Texas is leaving, Oklahoma's leaving, Oklahoma State. So he's going to go there and he's going to dominate. Yeah. He's doing a good job. I like the guy. He's doing it the right way, and he's going to dominate that conference. I think that he's going to do a better job than Lincoln Riley's going to do at USC. So
the USC fans need to have an appetite for waiting. If they allow it to run it out, it's going to take 3 or 4 more years.
Well, first of all, the USC fans have to show up to the stadium. Did you see those games? There's like 50 people in the stands. It's crazy.
I mean, as a parallel, talking about one of our coaches in the top 4, Jim Harbaugh, I mean, he had numerical success, a winning record, but he wasn't beating the big teams. He wasn't beating ranked teams. He restructured his contract, all of that stuff. The fans stuck with him. Mm-hmm. And by God, did you hear what he did with his bonuses for the
good job?
Hats off to that guy. Yeah. Here's my bonus. Everyone that had their salaries cut,
he's paying them.
That's a class move.
He's a good dude.
Sticking with college football, this kind of broke my heart. Quinn Ewers, Ohio State. He's from Texas, great quarterback. Blue chip, 5-star quarterback. He entered the portal, and he's looking at Tech. He's looking at A&M or Texas. I'm assuming since Texas was his first choice before Ohio State, he'll probably end up in Texas. Yeah, and be playing in the SEC.
Yeah, he won a state championship, or he played for the state championship at South Lake Carroll. Sonny Cumbie is going to bring in another quarterback at Texas Tech, so he's probably going to sign with Texas, and that way he's got a good quarterback there that's going to be able to help him out a little bit. And A&M, I think Jimbo Fisher has a couple of guys coming in as well. And one of the issues with him, Drew brought up, was not only is he behind the starter, CJ, but he's also third string behind Kyle McCord. Is that his name?
Yeah.
So he's not. Yeah, and then also remember, Ohio State doesn't just sit there and doesn't bring in quarterbacks. So they'll bring in another one this year. So
I don't think Stroud's our answer, but we'll see what happens. He doesn't run the ball. I mean, and today's college, you have to have that player that's willing to tuck the ball and run, and hopefully he'll develop. But I just think there's a curve there that I saw this year that he's a good player. He's kind of like a Kirk Cousins. He's going to throw up some phenomenal stats, but they're still going to lose the game.
But Ohio State's got a couple of guys that are coming in, and they're just going to reload. That's why this guy's leaving. So, yeah, good point.
Well, let's end with the bad monkey incident. You guys hear about this?
I mean, is it really the monkey's fault?
Well, let me tell you the story. Let me tell the people in case they didn't hear. This guy here, this is a Texas assistant coach, Jeff Banks, him and his girlfriend, her name is Danielle Thomas.
What's her stage name?
Her stage name is Pole Assassin.
So she's a dancer of the exotic variety.
She's an exotic dancer in Austin. They're married. They have a pet monkey. Don't know his name. I love my pet monkey. Let me get to this. Okay, take his picture down. All right. So anyway, they had a Halloween thing for the kids. They were trick-or-treating. The kids were in the house. They're handing out candy. And
just need to make that point, what Drew's saying. It was in the front of the house. Now the monkey's in the back of the house. Now they, meaning the wife and the husband.
Pole assassin.
Yes. Invited the kid to the back.
Right.
They invited him. I just wanted to make that point because that's what happened. They invited the kid.
Allegedly.
But they invited the kid. Yeah. The kid didn't go on by himself.
Right.
So thank you. I'm sorry, Drew.
And they said he likes to give high fives.
Yeah.
So apparently when the kid went for a high five, the monkey bit his hand, and then they tried to do cover up. I guess she later tweeted that to cover herself that, this kid wasn't supposed to be back there. So that's why they're being sued for defamation of character and gross negligence.
Yeah.
So what's the moral of the story? Spank your monkey if it's bad.
Don't own a monkey.
And spank him if he's bad.
Don't allow kids to high five your monkey.
Yeah, I mean,
don't allow kids in the backyard.
Kids don't need to be anywhere near a grown-ass adult doesn't need to be near a monkey. Did you remember that story a couple of years ago where that lady had her face chewed off by a chimp?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just stick with the exotic dancers. They're dangerous enough. Okay, you don't need a monkey.
Well, I mean, the exotic dancer comes with the pet monkey. It's a package deal.
Actually, I'm losing. Actually, they were on Springer. Did you know that a couple years ago, she had the monkey and they were on the Springer show?
This same woman?
This same woman.
Why was she on the
story,
Springer
fact check it.
Why was she on the Springer show?
I don't know. I just know she was on the show. I didn't get the reason why.
Huh.
But she was on Jerry Springer.
It's not a good reason. It's not a good reason at all.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have Heisman Trophy winners, scholars. He doesn't have, maybe he does have scholars, but no, he went you there for another reason.
Your life has slipped to a new level of depravity if you're on the Jerry Springer show.
Yep. That is the show you watch to know that your life doesn't suck so bad.
Yeah. Well, we hope this show didn't suck. It was kind of everywhere today, but we look forward to seeing you all next week. And any thoughts?
Man, that monkey.
We
went off the rail for Max.
Yeah.
Keep your monkey.
Guys, comment if you think the Pac-12 is going to be a powerhouse like Max does. Let us know your thoughts.
No, I didn't say the Pac-12. No, I said the Big 12 is going to be able to compete. Not the Pac-12.
The Big 12.
Sorry, Pac-12.
The Big 12.
They should just go to basketball.
Yeah, they've been pretty inept there too.
I know.
Well, guys, hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, we're out.